welcome to our second week of emotions. This video, I'm going to talk specifically about organs. Last week's video covered a lot of sciencey stuff about energy and frequency. This one I'm going to focus specifically on emotions and how they affect our body, specific parts of our body. So if you missed last week's video, I'll link it in the description. Everything has a vibrational energy. I said that last week. Emotions can be stored in our body. So each emotion that we experience has a certain frequency, and there are different parts of our body that have certain frequencies. So if you don't process your emotion, you don't experience your emotion, and you stuff it, it can become trapped in your body, and it's stored wherever it is that frequency is the same. So your organs and your glands that have the same vibrational energy may have emotional blockages in them just because your body has nowhere else to put that emotion. You haven't released it, you haven't experienced it, you stuffed it down, and it has nowhere else to go. All emotions stem from either love or fear, and the strongest emotion is love. All blocked emotions cause pain in the body. If you think about energy like traffic, the cars are moving on the road, and all of a sudden there's an accident, everything is stopped, everything backs up, you've got red lights for miles, right? It's the same in your body. Things can't flow correctly if there are blockages. The energy isn't able to move in your body the way it needs to, and that can cause all kinds of problems, physical problems in the body. There are lots of resources on this that I will share in different videos, but it's absolutely fascinating to me to learn that our emotions can actually cause physical harm to our body if we're not dealing with them and if we're not allowing ourselves to process them at some point. Obviously, as adults, we can't process our emotions the second that things happen, but you have to make time and margin in your calendar to allow yourself to do that, or your body will force you to. You store your anger in your liver. You store your stress in your heart and brain. You store worry in your stomach. You store grief in your lungs and fear in your kidneys. Just to give you an example, the fear and the kidneys have the same vibrational frequency. So if you are constantly afraid, you may have problems with your kidneys later on, just for an example. Essential oils do help to release stored emotions and help your body promote healing. So that there are ways to release emotions. There's different things you can do. Muscle testing is a great place to start. Your body and your mind is so amazing and so powerful. It will actually tell you things that you don't know in your conscious mind. If you can tap into your subconscious mind, muscle testing is the way to do that. There are tons of videos and great resources that will kind of lead you through that. But basically the premise is your mind cannot lie, and if it knows an answer, it always knows the answer. If you're asking it a question, your muscles are going to be stronger for the positive, for the truth, and weaker for a lie. It's kind of like the premise of a lie test, a lie detector test. Your muscles tense when your muscles are stronger when you're telling the truth, and they're weaker when you're lying, basically. It's a very simplified version of muscle testing, but essential oils can really help with that. And then I also found some things that I thought were interesting, some physical problems that may have an association with specific emotions. So if you are experiencing these physical problems, you might want to check out the emotional side and see if there are some things that you can work through to see if you can help your body get better. So if you're struggling with insomnia, the emotional piece that goes with that is lack of self. If you're fatigued all the time, the emotional piece that goes with that is resentment. Numbness, some kind of trauma. Lots of people have trauma. Headaches can often signal a loss of control. You feel like you're out of control. Voice and throat problems. You may have an emotion of an oppression, something in your life, you feel like you're oppressed. Lower back, you may have some anger problems. Stomach and intestines, you may have some issues with fear and processing those emotions. If you have your heart and your chest area pains or whatever, you may have experienced some really deep hurt. Neck and shoulders are burdens and responsibilities. As a mom, don't we all have burdens and responsibilities? And then if you're having trouble breathing, that may be an anxiety piece. So those are just kind of some things that I found as I was researching. Again, in a few weeks, I'll be sharing some great resources to check out for emotions that you can look into further. Of course, you can always go online and look up different ways to kind of sort through all this information, because it can be a lot. But just know that as you are stuffing your emotions, your body has to put them somewhere. So if you're not releasing them and allowing yourself to experience them, and whatever it is, sometimes it's hard, right? You've got to grieve if you're sad, or maybe you have something that really messed up one of your relationships. There's times that we have to allow ourselves to grieve and to go through these emotional processes. And if we don't, then we could be facing physical problems down the line. I hope that was helpful, interesting, maybe gave you some things to think about.